Hey guys, recent interview with Tyson Fury. He sits down with Gareth Davies to talk about some stuff. Stand by.
You feel? Did that make you feel more empowered?
No, it didn't really make me feel anything, to be fair, because I thought it was quite a clever move from Deontay Wilder. He doesn't do a lot of clever stuff. He's not the most articulate person in the world, but he did something where he couldn't be asked questions for the things he'd said. If he'd have come into the press conference answering everything, the first thing the press was going to do is tear him apart about the glove allegations and the trainer and the drugs in his water, and the long list continues on. So how would he answer those questions? He's not going to be able to. So taking the vow of silence was probably the best move he could have done.
But standing there 5 minutes and 41 seconds is just, I mean, you know, we've joked about it without being crude. You know, it's time to have sex twice and a bottle of vodka and a cigar, isn't it? I mean, that's just, it's such a long time to stand on stage. How did that feel in that moment?
Again, no, it was, we were standing there. It was his choice to stand and not turn away for a minute or two. And all of a sudden, he was feeling uncomfortable and jittery, and I could see him, he was twitching a little bit and stuff. So his trainer came over and rescued him, only touched him on the shoulder and said, "That'll do now, D." And he was so happy to be rescued. So if you were going to go to the point of not looking away for 5 minutes and 41 seconds, why turn away and give a moral victory away straight away like that?
The things that, obviously, like you say, he managed to shut you out in a way.
Tyson Fury sits down in his Versace robe. At first he wasn't in nothing and it was just flabby belly, and I was like, please cover it up. And he was like, is that a good angle? It wasn't a good angle, but he talks about basically Deontay Wilder needs to admit that he lost, and the reason why he did the best thing of him saying, as you heard, by not saying anything to the anything at the press conference. And it sparked a little thing in my mind when he said, you know, because the press will just ask him all the excuses and shred him to pieces. Maybe it wasn't so much that Tyson Fury, to avoid Tyson Fury to get in his head. It was probably just to evade the press questions. Maybe it was a bit of both, because he doesn't have any proof. We're still waiting. This is what happens when you just make up all these allegations, or even if you didn't make them up and you feel that these allegations were true, and then you let them out loud, which you shouldn't have done unless you had facts, but you had no facts. So that's why we're still waiting for these facts. But then also, Tyson Fury didn't say nothing either. Tyson Fury, why didn't you bring up the allegations? Why didn't you say, yo, you said some foul stuff about me, mate, and let's address it now. You said I had loaded gloves. At least, even if he doesn't want to address the other allegations, because he just wants to address the one allegation that he was lied on. So if you're lied on, why aren't you going to address it? Why aren't you going to say, like, why none of you's lot saying anything at that press conference? Wilder doesn't want to bring up nothing. Fury, you don't want to bring up that you was lied on. So really, was you lied on? Was this all, like, that's why it always leads people to believe, like, big up Ring IQ, that, you know, that this is all planned. This is all some keep saying it. It's not like scratch record, WWE, WWF business. Like, are they really enemies? My friend said to me the other day, I wouldn't put it past them two that they sit down at the dinner table and they decide to FaceTime each other, and they're like, bro, it's all going to according to plan. Like, they just have their own, like, they're very amicable, and this is all just one big farce. I'm starting to believe it day by day by day, because it just doesn't add up, in my opinion. But that's just my humble opinion. You know, you got to go with your intuition. Sometimes you're wrong, sometimes mainly you are right with your intuition. And when my friend said that, I was like, yeah, maybe they do. Like, say, well, the next thing you got to do is, we ain't going to do this, but you do that, and then I'll react like that. It's probably scripted and planned. It just doesn't sit well. Something's not right. Fury, you never mentioned nothing. Wilder, you didn't mention nothing. Why did it say, oh, well, you know, you cheated me, and, you know, you tried to kill me. So, anyway, I'm gone. Hey girl, it's LadyChann, rep none less, come box with Shan. Gone. Rah. What we can do, these two, eh?